Right, with this being quite an important one and giving out a lot of technical details in the highway code, I need to throw this disclaimer in. I'll probably get slated for it on YouTube for my opinions being wrong. But there we go, that's my opinions of the highway code. It's my take on what I've read through the highway code on these recent changes, and it's how I think they will affect me, in particularly driving a HGV in poor lighting conditions, poor weather conditions, in high risk inner city environments. Not so much on the open road. So it's up to you to read through the highway code yourself and come up with your own interpretation to the rules and to obey the rules. The other thing I don't mention in the video later on that's changed is overtaking cyclists, which if you're doing under 30 mile an hour, you need to give them 1.5 meters clearance. If you're doing over 30 mile an hour, you need to give them 2 meters of clearance. So I just drop that in here. Right, without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Highway code changes that are coming into effect at the end of January 2022, where the vehicles that can cause the most damage are more responsible for everybody else's safety, and pedestrians are at the bottom of the responsibility of the responsibility table, so they can do what they want and there's no repercussions hardly. It seems slightly unfair that those with the least visibility and manoeuvrability have the most responsibility for everybody else's safety. While you're walking, you can turn your head, you can listen to things, and you're quite agile. Most people are quite agile to move around. When you're in a truck, you're having to look through 3 windows, 6 mirrors, and maybe a reversing camera to check all of them. By the time you've looked in one, the situation's changed in the next one. And the buck stops here. The buck stops with the HGV driver. To add insult to injury, the pedestrians, unlike cyclists and horse riders, they don't need to wear high-vis clothing, they don't need to have any sort of lighting. So if you're driving in a truck in town, you're going slower than walking pace, and you're looking at your mirrors on a dark, rainy day, I'm sure you're all aware how little you can actually see and make out in your mirrors when it's dark, it's raining. There's possibly headlights dazzling you from all directions, and you've got 6 mirrors to check to try and spot somebody that's not lit up, wearing dark clothing, and is about to step across a side road into your blind spot effectively. It just seems like an accident waiting to happen. None of us want to run anybody over, I'm sure, but you're going to now get pedestrians that are going to know their rights, exercise their rights, and it doesn't matter how right you are. If you get run over by a truck and you're dead, you're still dead, even if you're right. The other scenario is, we all know about the crash for cash. People buy a car for 300-400 quid, pull out in front of you, jam the brakes on, you run into the back of them, they get a claim. Well, with these new rules, you don't even need to buy a car to do a crash for cash. You could just step out in front of them, bounce off the bonnet, say you've been injured, and the poor HGV driver that didn't have a clue what was happening, wasn't aware of what they were planning on doing, and didn't have any time to react to what they were doing, is going to be the one carrying the can. It makes you wonder if you want to continue to drive under those conditions. So it's not all been good news today, has it? It's a bit of a downer, this one. I really enjoy the driving, but I'm not sure how well I'll enjoy the driving when I'm responsible for everybody else's safety on the road. Again, as a few of you that have seen previous videos, I tend to spend quite a bit of time driving bin trucks, and you're in town, you reverse it. It's, without exaggerating, it's at least once every hour. It's like 10 or 12 times a day. You'll be backing up, you'll have your beacons, orange beacons flashing, you'll have your hazard lights flashing, you'll have your reversing lights lit, you'll have your warning buzzers sounding, you'll even have a banksman behind you to control the flow of traffic and extra eyes for you. You've got a reversing camera that's pretty much useless when it's raining, and people will still walk into your blind spot behind you and walk across behind you, and you're counting them in and you're counting them out the other side, and you're hoping that that's still behind you. You've got car drivers I get car drivers that even drive up onto the pavement to squeeze through a closing gap. You're trying to back down a side junction or a side turn, and they'll actually mount the pavement to go across behind you. It's, unless you've been there, unless you've seen how stupid some people are, you wouldn't believe the antics they get up to and the risks they put themselves in. I'm not the one that's going to get hurt, they're the one that's going to get hurt, but unfortunately it'll fall to my responsibility soon to look after stupid people, and I'm having to think seriously if that's something I'm prepared to take on board for the money I get paid, which at the moment is only £11 an hour, because I'm up north in Wales, and we get paid less than we do down south, and supply and demand. So I'm not complaining about the money, I'm just thinking about my future direction and how I want to go with this HGV driving. I don't know if anyone else out there has pondered over these issues that are starting and that are going to affect all of us in the near future. I want to put some comments below and tell me what you think about it. Am I worried about nothing, or are my concerns well founded? Anyway, I'll leave it here. I'm a day off today. I'm back driving the bin truck again tomorrow. Second week on the run now again. So don't know if I'm going to get any more work after that. They're after a permanent driver. I know I'm permanent, so if any of you want a permanent job driving bin trucks, I'm sure I could pass your phone number over if you're in North Wales area. Anyway, if you like this, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I'll keep you up to speed on how my HGV driving career progresses or not. Stay safe. Bye.